What's good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one, I want to break down what's going on with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. And break down what's going on with the economic calendar, why the market was closed for today, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break into all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500 into the account, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's happening to NIO and the markets. Looking at NIO, we're actually seeing the 4-hour time frame slowing down just a bit, and we're actually approaching the 20 EMA. That's going to be very close to 6.05. So I do think that NIO is going to retrace just a bit to test that. I also think that the market is going to show a little bit of weakness. We might see a little retracement as we approach Nvidia's earnings, but we'll have to see how well SPY and these other tickers hold their support. Now, in terms of data, I just want to mention that tomorrow is going to be Tuesday. Today is Monday, February 19th, and the market's closed. It's closed because of George Washington's birthday, aka President's Day here in the USA. In commemorance of that, the market is going to be closed. It's been closed, and we're going to be opening again for Tuesday. We have very, very minor data coming out. It's nothing too crazy, just a bunch of bill auctions at 11:30 a.m. And after that, I just want to remind you all that for Friday, we have some Fed speakers and the FOMC minutes coming out, which is going to cause some high volatility. And then after that, don't forget that we also happen to have NVIDIA's earnings on Wednesday. So tomorrow we have Walmart, Home Depot, and a few others. Then we have NVIDIA for Wednesday after the market closes. That's going to be very significant, causing some high volatility. Now, besides that, when it comes to NEO, I'm not really seeing too much going on. I'm seeing a lot of talk about the ET9 as NEO actually has a very, very nice looking vibrating chassis system to help it get rid of snow. So it's very, very cool technology that they've developed. And this is going to be very useful in other countries out there. This is going to be very, very nice to compete with like Porsche and Mercedes. And they're actually adding this feature right here to basically be a lot more useful in those different environments. So they've been testing their cars in like snowy environments. They've been using it, and they're teasing the ET9 with these different innovations. Also talking about how it has a 900-volt platform that's going to break the industry's upper limit, and it's going to require less high voltage wiring and such for it to get recharged and to do things like that. So with that being said, with the new platform, this is very, very cool. They're actually going to be completing with the wire controlled chassis and enabling them to just make these upgrades. And it's something that's very cool. So this will help them to essentially shake snow off of them, which is very, very useful. And it's going to be very, very nice for people in like Norway and other northern European countries. So it's a very, very good move by NEO, if anything. Now, as far as other data goes, Bank of America is still neutral for NEO. The price risk ratio is going up just a little bit. NEO showed some strength, but now I just want to call out that it might get slowed down thanks to the markets. Despite the fact that Tuesdays are green about 55% of the time, I still hold my same view. Watch for volatility at 11 a.m. and also during the final hour of the day, which tends to be more volatile for the stock, and then we'll see how it goes from there. I also wanted to call out that the volume was at about 41 million. Average volume was about 56 million, and we'll see how that looks. But with that being said, let's talk about NEO from here. What do I see on the charts? I'm also going to talk about Tesla and the others. So, just to be quick, I just want to say that NEO is looking a little bit bearish right now. I think it's going to be testing 6.05. And if that fails, this $6 is going to be coming next. And we'll see if that holds or not. If we lose this, we could be returning to 5.8. But if anything, I do expect 6 to be tested again. So watch for that. I'm saying this amidst the fact that SPY is also turning, looking a little bearish right here. It might retest 499 in the morning. And I could see it actually testing 497 to 496. I think SPY is going to retrace just a little bit more, and we'll have to see if it bounces or not. We're going to likely see a little weakness approaching NVIDIA's earnings, so look for this to essentially come down just a little bit. So be very careful. As far as Tesla goes, we'll have to see if Tesla could try to retest 207 or not. It needs a bullish catalyst to do so, but even if it does, I get like one more pop and then drop, or if it just pops from here or not. I do see Tesla kind of retracing a little bit more. The reason for that is because first off, we did close below 190. I'm sorry, 200 basically. We have an inverse head and shoulders, but Tesla is starting to turn just a bit. It might retrace first before we complete this. So I'm not saying it's going to crash from here. I'm just saying it might retrace a little bit more as we're forming a nice flag. So I could see it getting closer to about 194.9 before it tries to bounce. So I think that there's a very good chance it might come down a little bit and it might bounce later. So we'll just have to see how it goes. For a couple of others, we have Aapl. Apple is looking a little weak. Watch and see if it could base between 170 and 180. That's where we tend to see some strong support. And also watch for a test of 182. Right now, it's trying to hold the 182s. If that fails us, that's going to be our next target, the 178 to 180 area. Otherwise, it's just going to try to base and trade sideways between here and 184. There's a very good chance to just trade sideways, so we'll just have to see how it goes. So that's just worth mentioning. As far as the QQQ goes, if we end up losing 429, it's going to come down to 427. If that fails us, 425 is going to be our next target. Now, this does resemble a double top like formation and a bearish structure, so there's a risk of this coming lower. It is looking a little bearish right now, especially because we got this bearish PPO crossover. So 429 is to be expected, followed by 427. If that fails, 425 is next. How about Nvidia? Nvidia's been trading sideways between 725 and then 740. We've been going back and forth and back and forth. If we lose 725, expect this to come down towards 719. If we end up holding support at 725 and bounce, watch 730. Nvidia is showing some weakness, in my opinion, especially after how we performed on Friday. So we'll see how it holds. It does look like it's going to trade sideways, but if we lose 725, we could turn a little bearish approaching its earnings. But just note that whatever happens tomorrow to Nvidia and also for Wednesday doesn't matter as much. What matters is what happens after the market closes on Wednesday. After the market's done, after everything is complete, Nvidia is going to announce its earnings. That's going to determine which way this market goes. So I'll be watching for all of this very, very carefully. With that being said, I just want to keep the video very short and simple. I just want to mention that as far as NIO goes, NIO is a stock that could be affected by the whole market. There have been periods where NIO underperformed. Let me just mention this right here, real quick, before I end the video. I just want to say there have been a lot of instances where NIO underperformed compared to SPY and the QQQ. It was performing just like the market until like November, where NIO has been a little bit weak amidst a lot of difficulties that happened in China, a lot of negative headlines and such. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But with that being said, I'm still a big bull for the long term for this company. For the short term, I do see the market coming down a bit. I think that NIO is going to follow the trend. All right. So I know it's not what you want to hear, but it is just me trying to be as truthful as possible. Don't let this get the best of you. When you see these dips, these are just more buying opportunities for the long term. So don't let these get the best of you. So that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely fantastic President's Day weekend. I'm not sure if many of you are working or not. Most places seem to be open, but if anything, use this as a day to appreciate what we have. Many of us may not always agree with everything that goes on around the world, and I agree. None of us are always going to agree with each other, but at the end of the day, we are still part of the human race. Let's respect each other, let's show love, and let's really appreciate many of the blessings we have. All right, that's kind of like the message of the day. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy the weekend, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Get ready for Tuesday. Thank you and peace out.